Hey everyone, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Oz Chris, here with a review of Kamen Rider Zio, Episode 1. So Zio is an anniversary season because the Heisei era is coming to an end. You know, the whole Japan's emperor, whatever, is, abdicating, retiring, or whatever. So there'll be the new emperor, which means it'll be a new era. So the Heisei era is coming to an end. And it being the 20th show within the Heisei era calls for an anniversary, and what a perfect time to do that. So the main premise of Zio is that Soga Tokuwa is a boy who wants to be a king throughout his whole life, even up to now where he's up to his high school years. He wants to be a king. That's the only thing he ever wants to be, a king. And he discovers that in 50 years he will be a king, but he will be the most despised and evil king in existence, the demon king of time, Omazeo. And as such, two people have come back in time in order to prevent that future. One of them is Kamen Rider Guys, who is the Terminator, essentially. You know, Terminator, just go back in time, kill Sarah Connor to prevent John Connor from coming in existence. Except this time he thinks he's the good guy and is trying to stop the evil, trying to stop the biggest threat to existence from existing, pretty much. And he believes he can do that by killing Sogo. But apart from that, there's Tsukuyomi, who is kind of the Hannah of this series, and like Hannah from like Den-O, a woman from the future, always seemed to be wearing white and is friendly with the protagonist. She believes that she can change Sogo's future by making him aware of what he is. Pretty much at the start of the episode, we see that whole Omazeo future in 2068. It turns out to be a recording, and it's Tsukuyomi showing Sogo, this is you. This is who you become. You become an overlord, and you're evil and everything. And I need to prevent that from happening, and I can see if I can change your future. You know, stop you from trying to become a king, because this is the king that you will become. And with it also being anniversary season, we have to have the cameos. And the first cameo decided to be shown in a breaking the continuity kind of a way. So the first cameo is from Sento Kuryu and Banjo Ruga Ruga Banjo from Kamen Rider Build. Kamen Rider Build and Kamen Rider Cross, respectively. However, the 2017 that they're shown to be in still has the Skywall. And if you've seen the events of the finale of Kamen Rider Build, you would know that the events of Build no longer exist, because they merged their world with what is assumed and implied to be the world of Kamen Rider, where the main continuity takes place, in order for this whole thing of Zio being able to go back in time and get everyone's powers, Build including, since Build takes place in a different dimension, in a different universe, where history from 2007 onwards, history was different, and there hasn't been shown to be other Kamen Riders in that world. So, and they showed this continuity error by showing the Skywall. And like I said, the events of Build don't exist anymore, so the Skywall being there is a huge continuity error. Now, I could accept it as if they accidentally went to a timeline where the world of Build still existed. However, both Sogo and Tsukuyomi treat this 2017 as if it's the 2017 they went in their timeline. Like, they did actually go back in time. And although it's only been the first episode, they're not going to explain everything. It hasn't been told or shown that they can go to alternate timelines. So, straight away, huge continuity error. Toei, did you forget about this? Probably. So, then we're kind of introduced to the villains, which is the leader, the so-called leader of the Time Jackers, a group that want to change time, and they're giving people essentially corrupted versions of Kamen Rider powers, which turn them into sick versions of them, the SIC figure versions of Kamen Riders essentially. But we don't really get a lot from it out of him. We're only introduced to his name is Uru, or UHR, but pronounced as Uru. But he's actually not named, and their intentions are not told. But another character we're introduced to is Woz, and Woz is an interesting character. He, from what it seems, he wants to make sure that Omazeo happens, as he warns Sogo of certain things, and when he hears that Sogo still wants to be a king, still wants to be an overlord, he's happy about it. But when Sogo decides, I want to be a king, I want to be an overlord that is loved, that is benevolent, he is actually shocked. So from what I've gotten so far from his appearance, he seems like he's a character that was also sent back in time, but to make sure that Omazeo still happens. And even despite Sogo's intention to not be that Omazeo, Woz still presents him with his main transformation belt, the Ziku driver. It still addresses him as his kind of his king, his overlord. So whatever his actual intentions are, we'll see. But I get the feeling that he was sent back there to make sure the events of 2068 that Guys and Tsukiyomi are trying to prevent still happen. So, and then we have, the first transformation of Zeo, and it's from what Woz says, Sogo knows what to do instinctively. It's not like he puts the belt on and just suddenly knows how to transform and fight whatever. It's implied that when he has both of them together, he instinctively knows how to transform and how to fight. Whether they'll actually explain it or not, we'll see. And that was essentially it for the episode. It wasn't a bad episode in my opinion, but it felt like they tried to kind of almost rush a lot. Like, they tried to put in a lot of stuff in there. It's like here's time travel. Here's the guy that wants to kill you. Here's another guy that may want to help you. I'm here to also prevent you from being evil king dude, but I'm going to do it in a better way. Here's also the villains. We're not going to give their intentions straight away. Don't know what they're doing. They made this evil version of Kamen Rider Build. Also, here's Kamen Rider Build and Cross. How's the Skyball there? Yada, yada, yada. It seemed they wanted to put a lot into the first episode. Like, you could have... The whole thing with Build and Cross, you could have taken out. It would not have affected the series. It would not have... Not the series. It wouldn't have affected this episode. It really didn't. It really didn't do much. It was just there to set up the next episode, which is the actual tribute episode to Build. But it wasn't... I still liked this episode despite the problems I have with it. I'll wait and see how it progresses further. Hopefully it's not like a Decade. I did like Decade, but it's only still slightly better than Ghost. But we'll see. And thoughts on the opening over Quartzer, I believe it is. It's not a bad opening, but it feels like I think the way I would describe it's like the My Hero Academia openings. You had the first season's one, which was a great like get you pumped action opening. Probably the best of the series, best opening of the series so far. And you had the second one, which was kind of a bit soother, a bit calmer, but still had that action story element to it. That's how that second one is how I felt about Overcourts of that opening. Like I didn't hate it, but I think there was better. There's still better openings. I like Build's opening and like Oz's opening. All of those. I think there were better openings from Overcourts, but it's not terrible. But that's it for this review. I'll try and do this weekly as each episode progresses. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you're watching it as well. What are your thoughts so far? Or if I missed any points about the episode you thought I needed to address. Follow me on Twitter, check out any of my previous videos, and I will see you all next time.